and we'd like to welcome our next guest, Margaret Millett. Margaret, welcome.
Well, thank you, James and Alex. It's a pleasure to be back here talking with the two of you.
You've been on our broadcast a few times, even the show as well.
Yes.
I know. It's because I always enjoy talking to the two of you and I always have so much fun. I couldn't say no when you asked me to come back.
Well, I strong-armed you too.
No, never.
So, Margaret, I want to start by congratulating you. I saw that you were nominated for an award. I think that was announced this morning or last night.
Last night.
Last night. I saw it this morning. So congratulations on that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were nominated for?
Sure. So the CI Awards out of London, England, announced yesterday who the nominees were for the 2024 awards, and I was nominated for a second year in a row for the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, congratulations.
So thank you. I will find out in June if I am the recipient of the 2024 award.
Well, you should be, I think.
Well, thank you, sir, but it's up to the judges.
So does that mean we'll be in London for a week or a month, or how long? What does that entail?
The event, I believe, is at the end of June, and it's an evening event where they announce the winners. Unfortunately, this year I don't think I will be able to attend. I did attend last year.
Yeah.
My holiday is going to be in June, and it's going to be in Europe, so I can't afford to go to Europe back to back.
I think you should just stay for 2 months.
I think so.
Summer in Europe.
Yeah, summer in London. That would be lovely, gentlemen. And then you can come on over and we can go to, all the summer outing events.
I love it. So
we can work on the
going to
contingency
Wimbledon.
plan.
We're going to go to Wimbledon.
And we'll go to Ascot.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We'll take the show back on the road.
Right. I love it. Traveling with you two would be fun.
Aaron, you can either work, 12 hours behind, or you can come with us. So let us know.
Yeah. I know what he would say. Take me with you. So how are you enjoying DRJ Spring?
I love coming to DRJ. You get to see people like yourselves and then also get to connect with others. The sessions have been very informative. I have been attending some of them, and I think the thing that's really interesting is how, we're still discussing about cybersecurity, AI, and the concerns out there. And the topics are always going to be relevant as we have, still bad people out there who are trying to sabotage organizations and individuals. And what do we need to do to get out there? This morning when the keynote speaker, Mr. Fernandez, talked about how still interesting in 2024 that you hear that people have, ABC 123 as the passwords, and they still proliferate them throughout all of their user IDs. And it was nice when he said that maybe that passwords will be going away. I can tell you as an active member of the Alzheimer's community, passwords are something I worry about as I get older. Like if I forget my passwords, I will be locked out of everything.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to have Robert on the show yesterday, and I was thinking more about that with the two-factor authentication. The challenge I have now, almost every secure thing that I log into, I have to pull up my authentication app on my phone. Mm-hmm. So now, to your point though, if I lose my phone,
you're
I'm locked out of my entire life, my house, my car, my bank account, all of it.
Well, I had a challenge actually a couple of weeks ago with two-factor authentication for something. It said we're sending you, a code. It sends you a code, and you have to enter your code. But it went to my junk folder and was being stopped by my provider, so I was never seeing it. Oh, wow. And I kept saying, "Send me this code. Send me this code." I kept clicking it, and it wouldn't come through. Eventually, it came through, but the timing had run out, and I had to go through it all again. And it took me half a day to get this code so I could log into a site.
Funny enough, that's actually the excuse Alex uses when he doesn't want to answer one of my stupid emails at 3 a.m. He says, "Oh, it's in the junk mail. I didn't see it." So, absolutely.
No, I'm just lazy.
Well, hopefully he has his messages notifications shut off, so he's not getting woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. We both do. We both send each other stuff in the middle of the night. I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's bad.
You have a thought, you send it to somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I usually put it in draft in case I have additional thoughts, and then I hit send if I think it's stuff.
If you don't put do not disturb on your phone, I feel that's on you.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So you mentioned you've found some of the sessions quite informative outside of the one that you just mentioned with Robert Fernandez. Has there been anything else that's really popped out to you? Like, oh wow, yeah, that's.
I like the keynote speaker who kicked open the session on yesterday
Anne
morning.
Bonny?
Yeah, and Bonnie. I thought, her mixing of the comedy, but yet making it real, that everything that she talked about are things that we need to think about. Of, we all have those inner voices. Sometimes they can be inner demons, telling you how to take your forces to go to the left, the right, or whatever. And that, sometimes, I liked her analogy of when she was trying to climb the last, that hill in Antarctica, the 18th mile, where she was trying to get up the hill and the flag seemed to not be getting any closer to her. And like, you have to have that mental determination to make that step, to keep moving forward, and then also figure out what your strategy is. Because in business continuity, again, you can have it documented in a plan, you can exercise it, but when the real event unfolds, it's not always going to go according to plan. So that's one thing that I think is really important for us as continuity professionals, is being able to think on your feet, be agile, look at what's in front of you, and what are the right steps I need to take in order to move not only myself, but the team and everyone else involved going forward.
We have to pivot, right?
Right.
Our last guest, we were talking about that, and how things can, your expectations sometimes are set, but reality unfolds in a different way.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So, Margaret, we had Dan Bailey on right at the bottom of the hour, and he was saying, one of the biggest mistakes that resilience professionals make is they go into a meeting with management looking for a yes, and management will often give you a yes, but.
Oh, yes.
And they're not prepared for that partial yes or yes in a different direction, and that's the agility that Alex was talking about.
So where do you see, what would you like to see where would you like to see the industry go based on some of the things you've seen and heard here?
So we make you queen of resilience.
Yeah.
Omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful.
Queen Margaret of Resilience.
Queen Margaret of Resilience. What would be your first edict?
Well,
no pressure.
No pressure at all, James. Thank you. You're going to have to buy me a drink tonight, I think, on that note. I think there's a lot of things. I still see that we need to get more young people into this profession. And I still think that there's not a clear pathway into the profession. So I'd really like us to figure out how we can get that into the colleges and universities so that it becomes more of a degree. I mean, they've made those inroads in emergency management. They've done it with cybersecurity. For some reason, we're still lacking. I know here at this conference, Mark Carroll, who helped found the BU master's program in business continuity, is here. I remember working with Mark to get a certificate program at Boston University when I worked in Boston. And there were some other colleges and universities that have them, but it's still not where we need them to be for the master's programs even. And so I would really appreciate it if globally we could figure out how to get business continuity management as an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate. I just think it's important that people know about this profession sooner rather than later, as opposed to falling into it by accident, or just then maybe figuring out what else they need to have at their toolkit in order to be successful in this industry.
Why do you think we are lagging behind in that?
That's a question that if Queen Margaret, if she could figure out the answer, she would get it done. I can't go in and be a dictator and say, thou must do this in all the colleges and universities. I do think that some of it's business continuity has always gotten a little bit of the backseat and within organizations, and where cyber, just because of the nature of it, I think it became so much front page news with everything that's happened over the last 20 years. Not that business continuity hasn't been, they're also in the spotlight, but I just think that people realized that there were special skills that were needed for cybersecurity, and that they've managed to figure out that could warrant programs at universities and colleges. And I also just think that it could be done. You look at the DRI professional practices or the BCI GPG, that could easily be turned into a semester-long course for students. And then you just add in, presentation skills and budgeting and enterprise risk management and cyber, facilities, emergency response management. You could build an entire curriculum on that. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how to write curriculum, but I could help, liaise with somebody to start to build that out. And then I think that, again, if you wanted to get into a master's or a doctorate program, that, again, what are the areas that you would want to specialize in? Just like, you go get a nursing degree, you can go get a master's degree that specializes in emergency room care, maternity, etc. We could have those types of degrees out there for our profession.
Yeah, I think with some of the experiences that are out there, we could definitely build a course that identifies, some of the trips and the traps as well, like project management, not having good project management skills, communication,
Right.
stakeholder management, all
Correct.
those kind of things. Because we talk about roles and responsibilities. Well, project management has RACI charts and things like that. So bringing some of that into our realm to teach people, I think a good course could be put together.
Maybe that'll be something we'll tackle in retirement.
That'll
Alex.
that'll be our next thing.
What I'm hearing is that Margaret and Alex are going to found their own university with a degree program.
Well, there's already Texas A&M. So.
Well, we do have a university in Guelph
A&M,
where I live.
like you said, you've already got the alliteration.
Maybe we can start with Texas A&M. So Texas A&M, if you're listening to this podcast, please consider adding a business continuity management program to your curriculum.
Yeah, I doubt Guelph University, where I live, is listening, but if anyone is,
well, we can follow up with them.
I have interviewed 2 of their professors, so maybe I'll just go knock on their door.
You never know who they know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's actually an interesting question, Margaret. So let's say Texas A&M does launch a business continuity degree program, and they asked you to be a professor. Would you say yes?
I would say yes, as long as I can do it remote. I don't live in Texas, so or I'd have to go to Texas every now and then. But I think again with technology, you can make anything happen. I actually have last month I zoomed into a classroom for master's degree students at London College. I'm going to get it wrong. University London City College. And I'm going to be actually doing something with the University of Dundee in Scotland this September. So again, the technology is at our fingertips to bring the classroom to you. And even in grade schools, that you have children who are talking to children in other parts of the world to show them we are sister cities, therefore we should have sister classrooms, etc. So I think again, the world is your oyster, and that is the beauty of Zoom, Teams, Google Chat, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. There's no such thing as a school day.
No,
no, snow day.
No,
Sorry,
there's
not
no
school
such thing
day.
as a school day.
Yeah, all this.
I'm sure every
any
child is, school days.
Any student listening, yay!
But you have to learn something new every day, regardless of your age.
That's true. You have to. And in this industry, it is, because we're supposed to learn from our experiences, and every day you experience something new.
True.
So that means the next day you should be looking back. What did I learn yesterday?
Well, and I think the 3 of us can all say we've looked at where things have gone in our time in this profession, and things have evolved, and products and services that were once top of the notch are no longer here. Vendors come and go, practices come and go, more things have evolved. The rules and regulations have exploded. And again, what's the horizon going to look like for our profession? Even in 3 years from now, where are we going to be?
Yeah,
that's a great observation. Just this exhibit hall is a lesson in resilience, to your point. If you've been to more than 3 DRJs, there's very few vendors that are still here. And if you go back 5 years or 10 years, so companies rise and fall in our profession, just like in any industry. Like you look at the first, who was in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or the top 100 from 100 years ago, which nobody or one company is still there.
Yeah. What was that book by John Collins? He talked about what good companies do well. It's a bestseller, and half of those companies are not around anymore.
They didn't read
So things really change. No matter how good you are, you really got to stay on top of things. Really focus on what's happening and going on around you, which is what we do.
And it is because I think we all remember in the heyday, everybody went to Blockbuster to go get their videos.
Yeah.
And now you just turn on your TV and you select which media channel you want to go to and go get your movie or TV shows. And you also look at it. I was talking to somebody and they were saying how they were hungry, and of course they just ordered food in, and one woman mentioned how she had groceries delivered to the hotel because she wanted to have some snacks, and she didn't like what the options were in the gift shop here.
These are my kind of people. I'm excited.
I'm noticing a theme. Netflix has popped up quite a few times.
They've already been on the show, but I feel like we should be charging them.
Yeah, we're promoting them, aren't we?
I love it. All right, Margaret, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
I am on LinkedIn, Margaret Millett, and I also just want to say congratulations to Bob Arnold and the DRJ for their 70th conference. I look forward to attending many more, and I'm looking forward to hopefully a very special celebration for their 75th conference anniversary.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And Alex and James, thank you very much for having me on the show, and I look forward to being on a future broadcast.
Well, you will, because you and I are presenting together in about a month and a half, aren't we?
Yes, at
That's
Continuity Insights.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we are presenting.
So, well, thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you so much, Margaret.
Thanks, Margaret.
We will see you again, I know.